Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and I want to quickly follow up on my previous video, 20 tips on how to survive in State of Decay 2. If you missed it, there's a link in the below description. So I recently beat the Providence Ridge map. At this point, I've gotten all 4 leader boons. I'm on my 5th playthrough, and I'm on the Cascade Hills map. Whether or not I actually stay here, or even move on to the Meager Valley to try and settle down there, I don't know. But I came up with another 15 tips for you on how to survive the zombie apocalypse. So the first tip I wanted to say real quick is check your storage limits before you actually start depositing your rucksacks. If you hit B and then you click over to the resources section of your base, you'll see that you have maximum storage space on the different resources. So food, meds, ammo, materials. If you deposit more than you can handle, then over time they'll go to waste, they'll get ruined, and it's bad. So there are a couple of things that you can do to combat this. So if you happen to accidentally deposit more than what you can handle, one of the things that you can do is find your base's rucksack deposit area and just simply remove one. So if I go over here, for example, manage storage, hit E, and I can withdraw a rucksack based on what I'm currently over. So if I just deposited materials and I'm like, oops, I went over my limit, I can come here, take the rucksack back, and then, find somewhere else to deposit it. The other thing I could do, if I hit B, it depends on what you've over deposited. If you over deposit food, for example, if you have a kitchen, make some snacks. Or if you over deposited on medicine, then maybe craft a painkiller or two. If you over deposited on ammo, in the storage area, there's sort ammo. It costs 1 ammo to do that. You'll get some ammunition into your storage for doing that. If you over deposit on materials, then simply upgrade something or construct another building, whatever. So if you can't spend what you've over deposited at that point, then just go ahead and withdraw the rucksack. That way it doesn't go to waste. And that leads me to tip number 2. Collect a ton of vehicles if you can. Now, in the very beginning of the game, like I am on my 5th playthrough, you're not going to have too many vehicles. But what I like to do is I like to have 2 or 3 trucks or so, or vans if you can find them, dedicated to just cargo space. Leave them off to the side. Don't put them in your parking area. Only put them in your parking area when you're ready to move on to somewhere else, because any cars that are in your parking spots will automatically move with you. That means you don't have to drive them manually to your new base. But anyway, keep your trucks and your vans that you're using for storage off to the side, and then use your primary vehicles, put them in your storage spaces so that you can easily come and go, drop off resources, and so on. So that was tip number 2. Tip number 3, items and rucksacks do carry over. I actually tested this with my Providence. Whoa, I'm under attack. Give me 1 second. I'll be right with you, folks. Go ahead and close that door.
That one's not done yet.
Nothing like a zombie horde to get your adrenaline pumping. This might be a good time to cover the dodge and execute maneuver. So that was one of my tips that I was going to save for later. But what you can do is you can hit C to dodge, and if you're quick enough, you can get behind them, like so, and quickly dodge. Now, you might get hit a couple of times, especially when there's 3 of them. If there's only 1 or 2, you can easily get away with it. But if you hit C on your keyboard to dodge, and if you quickly pivot and then hit your execute button, you can quickly kill them that way. It saves on the durability of your primary weapon, which is really nice. Now, there were 3 of them there, and it's difficult if they're fast moving. Let's see if I can find... Oh, I don't know. There's an infestation here. Let's see if I can draw maybe 2 or 3 toward me. And, yeah, there's 1, there's 2. Okay. So, if you've got 2 of them, now you could go out swinging if you want, or you can dodge, 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 execute, dodge, dodge. There you go. So, instead of just standing there whacking away with your primary weapon and losing its durability, you can dodge, execute. It's a great way of getting rid of zombies very quickly in a nasty situation. Just be warned, if there's 3 or more and they're fast, you're going to take a couple of hits probably trying to get the job done, like I did during that horde up there. But if they're slow-moving zombies, you can dispatch the lot of them without, really taking any damage. And it's, again, they're fast. I mean, swinging your primary weapon like this, sometimes you have to hit them 4 times before they're actually, no longer moving. So there you go. That's one of the tips I have for you. Getting back over to what I was trying to say, items and rucksacks carry over from run to run. So before you take the final mission on your current playthrough, load up your character with a rucksack and as many things as you can carry. What I like to do is I like to bring parts, I like to bring some guns, some weapons. If you have any bounty items that you've turned in, there are bounty quests that you can do. Wow, it's getting dark. There are, like, this Critical Response Pack MP5 SD. That was a reward that I got for completing a bounty. And I brought it with me because I wasn't sure when I'd have access to the bounty board again. So, yeah, load your characters up, all of them, on ammo, on weapons, on a rucksack, anything that you think that you would need, even books. I have one character with every book that I collected so that I can bring him to the next playthrough and I wouldn't have to really search to find the particular skill that I was looking for. And again, rucksacks even do carry over. So if you know which 3 you're going to bring with you into the next playthrough, load them up specifically with what you need, and then they'll carry over with you. If you give them one of each rucksack type, one for food, one with medicine, one with materials, you'll have a head start on your future playthrough. Cars in this game do not auto-repair, at least based on what I've seen. Like in State of Decay 1. In State of Decay 1, there was a garage facility that you could have, and any cars in your parking spots would automatically repair. That is a feature that I wish State of Decay 2 had. It's just one of the things that I truly miss about this game. I think it's a missed opportunity. I don't know if they left it out because of balance issues or what, but I miss the ability to auto-repair cars. But unlike State of Decay 1, State of Decay 2 does not have auto-repairing cars. You'll have to go to your workshop, and assuming that your workshop is leveled enough, there are toolkits. You'll also need someone with knowledge of mechanics. So if you're just starting out in a new playthrough and you don't have someone with mechanics, go easy on your cars if at all possible. If at all possible, when choosing 3 people to bring with you, find someone that has knowledge of mechanics so that you don't have to really worry about that kind of thing. Or, like I said, just take it easy on your cars for a little while until you get what you need, until you find more cars to bang up and so on. All right, tip number 5 at this point, possibly 6 because I did skip over some. Upgrading skills can be done using specific facilities. So one of the questions I had on my previous video was, how do you level up this skill? And it could be any skill. If I go to my community, for example, I've got 4 people in it right now. Let's say that I wanted to level up electronics for whatever reason, or if I wanted to level up something else. There are different skills that these characters will get, and you're like, well, how do I level this particular thing to make them better at it? Well, luckily, the crafting areas will tell you whether or not it will upgrade a skill. For example, if I click on Infirmary, and let's say I want to craft something. Okay, so yes, here we go. Craft bandages. If you look on the tooltip to the right, it says, will improve medical skills. Those same skills will increase our yields. There are these painkillers, will improve chemistry skills. Those same skills will increase our yields, and so on. So if you're trying to find a skill if you're trying to find a way to increase your skill in something, head on over to your base, go to the various crafting menus to see what will improve what. Not featured here is a lounge. It was in one of my previous playthroughs, but like I said, I just started over, so it's not here. It's a large facility outdoor. If you level it up to level 3, I think you can do that via the sheriff perk, I'm not sure. But there is a button that lets you train all skills for a small amount of XP. So if you're further along in the game and you have a lounge, upgrade it to its top level, and then there's a button that lets you train all skills with that one button in the upgraded lounge. Otherwise, you kind of have to just continue crafting things. Utilities, for example, you may have to build a latrine and go on latrine duty for a little bit to level up your utility skills. So if you're looking to level something up, head here, craft stuff, and anything that you craft here will carry on over to your other characters. So for example, if you have one active player, Like, I have an active player right now, and let's say I'm trying to level up, I don't know, medicine. If I use Dean to level up medicine, let's say I craft something in medicine, then Brummet over here, if she happens to have medicine too, would also increase in skills. So whenever you craft something with one character, it will give you an increase in that skill to all characters that have that skill. So you don't have to keep switching characters and crafting things with particular people. Just crafting with one character is enough to level everyone up, which is convenient. It's better that way, I think. You can also, I would recommend checking a survivor's skill before bringing them on board. You're going to get hit up with various requests from different survivors. There's a survivor activity here, possibly. Let's just go ahead and take a drive over there. Normally I don't do stuff like this in a quick tip video, but for demonstration purposes, why not? It'll also make the video a little bit more exciting, hopefully. But getting to my point, you don't... Look at that skidding. Okay, so that drifting there. You want to look at a survivor's skills before you just blindly take them on board. Mainly because you want to avoid a duplication whenever possible. You do not want to have two people with pathology or two people with, the same skill, especially since it's so tight to begin with. Let's see if I can rope-a-dope these guys. And I'm glitching on the curb. It's one thing I hate. Let's get inside. Oh, this is great. What did I just get myself into? Here come the zombies. Trying to save on ammo. Alright, come out here, some of you. Come out here. Yeah, that's right. Bang on the door. That's right. Come here. There you go. Yeah, I don't... This is glitchy. For whatever reason, I can't, like, jump or walk onto this curb. There we go. I can run onto it. Alright, well, anyway, let's go ahead and talk to the survivors, see what they want. I've been separated from my group. Can you help me get to our meeting spot? Fine. Learn about Survivor. This person has their 5th skill as Ike Banna. Now, I have no idea what that is. I wish it did tell me. There is a list online that you can look up, but if I were to try and recruit this person, I would turn them down. I'd be like, no, I don't think it's for me. What I look for is I look for a skill that I don't have yet, or look for a skill that I need. For example, in order for me to craft these repair kits, I'm going to need mechanics. I don't have anyone with mechanics right now. So what I'd want to do, ideally, is find a person with mechanics, or find a person that doesn't have this 5th skill filled in. If I can find them, I can have them read a book, and then they'll learn that. So just don't go blindly inviting people into your base. Think about what skills they have and, what they would contribute to your base or your little society there, should you bring them on board. All right, the next tip I have for you. Skills will split into specialties. So that's another thing that... let's go ahead and get this zombie off me real quick. There we go. How dare you interrupt my video. Anyway, skills will split into specialties. So if you're like, well, how am I supposed to get pathology? Okay. Again, online, there's a list of the different base skills, and then there's the skills that they split into. So you'll level up medicine, for example, and then from medicine, you'll be able to go into specialties like herbalism, I think. Again, there's a complete list online that'll give you more information on that. But if you can't locate the skill that you need, like let's say you're looking for a book and you're like, well, I can't find this herbalism book, or I can't find, more than likely there's no book for it, and it's just a specialty skill that branches off of a main skill. Let's go ahead and take a look at my books real quick. I've got chemistry, computers, cooking, mechanics, gardening, craftsmanship, utilities. These are all books that I brought with me from my previous playthrough. All of these will branch off into specialties that you can use to unlock certain things in your crafting menus here at your base. So again, if you're looking for something specific and you can't find it, more than likely it's an upgraded specialty that you would get from, say, cooking or from computers or from gardening or what have you. So that was tip number, I think, 7 or 8 at this point. The next one is try not to outrun a feral on foot. Ferals are incredibly fast and they will catch you. The best way I deal with ferals is they run in a straight line toward me. With a crossbow, I've managed to one-shot them 3 out of 5 times. So if you're quick on the trigger and you're good at aiming, shoot them in the head as they're running towards you, and that's usually enough. Another option is stay near your car, or there's also safety in numbers. So if you're not really comfortable with going out on your own, either stay in your car or bring a friend with you. This is a tip that I've actually mentioned in a previous video. Just because you accept the quest doesn't mean you have to immediately go out and do it. This Fa here wants me to take them back to the outlying house. I don't have to do that right away. She can follow me around, or he, whatever, can follow me around and help me out in situations. And this is free. I don't have to spend any influence to get her to do it. I accepted the mission. She'll follow me around for a while. Eventually she'll get wind of what I'm doing and go home on her own. But for a free period of time, it's free help. So anyway, that's a free tip from a previous video that I've already covered. So yeah, safety in numbers, feral on foot. Nasty, but you can deal with it if you're good at headshotting. Anyway, moving on to the next one. Leveling up survivors will increase the bonuses that you get. There is different standings. There's citizen, for example. There's hero, recruit. Whenever you level up a hero, or level up a person from, say, citizen status to hero, you'll unlock their hero bonus. And if you can, level up everyone in your group to hero status so that you can unlock their particular bonus. So, for example, Dean here, her hero bonus is outdoor living, plus 2 beds. That's very helpful. Bill's here, if I can click on him. I can't see what it is right now because I'm not very familiar with him. This person, plus 33% facility action speed. Michael's, plus 5 maximum stamina. So there are different things to look for whenever you're bringing people on board. And a lot of times you're not going to know what these bonuses are until you actually start using them. And if you don't like someone, you can always get rid of them too. You can exile them. But anyway, with everyone that you bring on board, take a look at their little citizen standing bar here. Try and level them up all the way to hero. That way you get these unique bonuses. I've seen some people that give you a flat-out per-day influence bonus. They buff experience rate on what you earn. So those are really good hero bonuses that I would recommend taking a look for. So don't just use 1 or 2 people. Switch between all of them. Level them all up to hero status so that you can get all of these different bonuses. I hate filming at night. It's pretty dark, so I apologize. Anywho, bladed weapons versus blunt weapons. Now, some people may disagree with me on this. I like bladed weapons. They're great for dismemberment, but I end up repairing them a lot more often than I would a blunt weapon. If you take a look at the machete, for example, there's a little bar to the right. It says max durability. You can see that bar is pretty low. Same thing with this kukri. The parang has low max durability. The mower blade sword has low max durability. So if you're going to be using bladed weapons in the beginning of the game, make sure it's not something that you're going to continuously use and repair. It's very expensive. It takes a lot of scrap to repair weapons in this game. And if you continuously use bladed weapons and you continuously repair them, and they're going to drain your supply a lot. So what I would recommend doing is, if you're going to use bladed weapons, use them as throwaways. Like these hatchets, for example, I've got like 3 or 4 of them. Just use them, let them break, and then never use them again. Or disenchant them, not disenchant, but what is it called? Salvage, there we go. Salvage them in order to get more scrap. Or just use these blunt weapons. The blunt weapons have better durability. Look at the pipe wrench max durability. It's way higher than a bladed weapon. So if you're just starting out and you're constantly using bladed weapons and you're constantly repairing them, just use the bladed weapons as one-offs and use your blunt weapons as something that's a little bit more long-term. As you continue playing this game, you're going to be rolling in scrap at some point to the point where you don't have to worry about that anymore, but that's what I would recommend to new players anyway. So this is where I talk about dodge execute. It's a practice makes perfect kind of thing. I've already talked about it because I was forced to because of that horde. So I'm just going to skip that one. My number 13 is explosives work best on plague hearts, in my opinion. If you constantly whack at a plague heart with your weapon, you run a couple of risks. One, the more you hit a plague heart, the more noise it makes and the more zombies start spawning around you. What I like to do is get some box mines, or better yet, some whistling box mines, put one down, run, let it blow up, come back, and rinse and repeat. And 3 box mines are usually enough to get the job done, and you can do so at minimal risk to you. Yes, some zombies will spawn, but if you can sneak in there, drop another mine, get out, you don't have to really fight them, which is really convenient. Whereas if you hit them with a melee weapon, your melee weapon's going to take a lot of durability damage. You're going to be making a ton of noise, and on top of that, the plague heart will pulsate from time to time as it takes injury. And if you're near it when it pulsates, your character will take both stamina and health injuries. So being at close range and whacking it with a melee weapon is a little bit more dangerous. It's doable. It's just more dangerous to do it that way. It's much easier if you've got explosives. If you don't have explosives, try... if you don't have, like, box mines, try pipe bombs or grenades. The soda can bombs are okay, but they're not as strong. You'll need more than 3 in order to take one out. Another recommend is spread out your outposts. And I may have already covered this one. I'm not sure. I have a terrible memory. Don't put an outpost here, military checkpoint for ammo, then one here, then one across the street. What I like to do is, I like to put an outpost at key spots on the map. Like, here's a good example. There's a lot of structures over here ripe for looting. I could put an outpost over here, loot, come back to the outpost, drop off, go back out, loot, come back to the outpost, drop off, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. The only thing that you cannot drop off at an outpost are rucksacks. But that's what the trunk of your car is for. Just start dropping off the rucksacks in the trunk of your vehicle. And everything else, just continue dropping off at your outpost. So spread them out a bit. That's why I have one here. There's a nice intersection here. Loot, bring back, loot, bring back, loot, bring back. I may want to put one right here in the center of this town here. I could loot, bring back, loot, bring back. And then if you split them out, let's say that you're on a run somewhere on a mission and you happen to almost run out of gas. Well, if you've spread out your outpost, getting to an outpost to get more gas won't be as hazardous because, you'll always have an outpost within, say, 500 to 1,000 meters of you, which is convenient. Quick edit. This is one that I completely skimmed over whenever I was doing this video. Let's say that you get your vehicle stuck and you can't get out by backing up or driving forward. Hit I to open up your inventory, E to open up your radio. There's a stuck button down here. The game will say, hold your position. Give it 5-10 seconds, and it'll bring you back. There you go. So just a quick tip for you. You do not have to get out and abandon your vehicle, and you don't lose it forever. You can just use that little feature there to get unstuck. The last tip that I want to give, and this is just more of this is a personal thing. A lot of people will tell you how to play this game, how to build your base, what to do, what the most efficient build is, and so on. My advice to you is, it's your game, play however the heck you want so that you have fun. I try to let go comments that say, one person commented on my previous video going, oh, it triggers me on how efficiently you build your base. And that is troll level right there, but it also makes me sad. The reason being, gaming is a form of entertainment, okay? And it's there it's there as a form of entertainment, and entertainment, like movies, like books, like gaming, they're there so that you have fun. They're designed for you to have fun. If you're getting triggered over watching someone else play a video game, then you're doing it wrong. So don't listen to the trolls. Don't listen to the people that are, the Debbie Downers, as us old people would say. Don't listen to them. Sure, take notes if you want. If there are mature people out there offering you some solid advice, sure, listen, take it under advisement. But you are under no means required to do exactly what they say and build your base the way they want to. It's your game. If they want to build their base a certain way, great. Let them build their base on their own playthrough. It's your playthrough. You do what you want. Build whatever you want to make you happy. If you want to take notes, if you want to take some people's under suggestion, some of their suggestions under advisement and actually implement what they're saying, great. But don't go out of your way to make everyone happy, because you never will. It's just a fact of life. So that is tip number 15 for you. Hopefully you found all of these tips helpful and enjoyable. Again, these are geared more toward new players. If you've played the game before, if you're on your 5th playthrough like myself, then all of these are more than likely common knowledge to you right now. But to a new player, 1 or 2 of these tips might actually help you out. So hopefully this helped. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vince, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.